Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, patient safety in research situations for this subcommittee is really like food safety. One thing you can be sure of is that a crisis is looming just around the corner. In 1999, a young man named Jesse Gelsinger died while participating in a gene therapy trial at the University of Pennsylvania. An FDA investigation concluded that scientists involved in the trial, including the lead researcher, who had a potential financial interest in the results of the trial, broke several rules of ethical conduct, including inadequate informed consent procedures. In 2006, the antibiotic Ketec caused liver failure and death in patients who used it. An investigation showed that investigators had given fraudulent data to the FDA to gain approval of Ketec. A whistleblower who learned of the fraud contacted the Institutional Review Board that was responsible for approval of the Ketec clinical trial, but the IRB allegedly did nothing to report the fraud and stop the use of Ketec. And now here we are again today. Research is the key to innovation and discovery, including curing deadly diseases. But as this whole panel agrees, the research must be conducted ethically so that participants understand the risks and make informed decisions about volunteering. That's why we need to upgrade our entire patient protection system in this country. Mr. Chairman, I've introduced legislation in the last 6 sessions of Congress, the Protection for Participants in Research Act, and it reforms federal regulation and oversight of research on human participants by making federal regulations applicable to all research that is in or affects interstate commerce, that strengthens the education and monitoring of institutional review boards, that harmonizes FDA regulations and the common rule, the 2 major sets of federal regulations governing research participant protection, that strengthens protections against conflicts of interest by investigators or IRB members, that improves monitoring of research risks and reporting of adverse events and unanticipated problems. We have reintroduced this legislation this session of Congress, and I would urge every member of this subcommittee on both sides of the aisle to look at the bill and think seriously about co-sponsoring it. The last session of Congress, we came close to passing the legislation on the suspension calendar, because I think one thing we can all agree on in a bipartisan way is that we need to encourage medical experimentation, but we need to do it in a way that both protects the patients and gives them informed consent about what they're getting into. Mr. Chairman, I don't want to be here for 13 hearings like we have been on food safety. I want to get this done. We've been working on it a number of years. We know the problem. We know the solutions, and I'm looking forward to working with everybody on this committee to improving research so that we can have a robust system, but at the same time protect the participants. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Burgess for opening.